Hi everybody, and welcome back to the Great Lakes Junction. Today I'm in the kitchen and I'm about to make some dog food, so I thought I'd turn my camera on and bring you along for the ride. We've got a small dog here that we've been feeding this dog food for as long as he's been with us. So he seems to be thriving on it and doing very well, and we continue making it, so we thought we'd bring you along and show you how the recipe works. So here we go. We've got about 3.5 pounds of chicken here. They're just pieces, thighs, legs, breasts. I put them in a pot and I let them boil for about 2 hours. This way the goodness comes out of all the bones and whatnot, and it makes quite a nice broth. I shred the chicken up, and I'll show you that in a minute, and add in about 4 carrots that are just shredded, 3 to 4 eggs, and I do about 6 cups of cooked rice and mix that in with it. You can add in some herbs and spices. Just please check and make sure that your dog can handle them. Parsley is usually a good one, and a bit of basil. They also like apple and pumpkin. You can add that to the recipe if you'd like. A cup here and a cup there. They really enjoy it, but we'll show you how this one works. I'll get the chicken all shredded up and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I've got our chicken all shredded up and I've put our carrots in here. So as of right now in this pot, we have our broth, our carrots, and our parsley. And I'm just gonna add just a tiny bit of the basil. Once we add the chicken to this, I've measured this liquid, so there's about 6.5 to 7 cups of liquid, and I'm going to add the 3 cups of rice to this that's uncooked. So at the end, once it's cooked, we'll have our 6 cups of rice. But I hate to throw this broth out because it's got all the nutrients in it that the dog actually needs. So I'm just going to add the chicken in here. Once the rice is half cooked, I actually shut the stove off and let it finish on its own. And at that point, I add the egg. I just pour the egg over the top of the cooked product, and it actually cooks as the rice is cooking. Once it's all cooked, you can stir it up, and the egg will actually break up on its own. But I'll bring you back and show you that. So we're just going to add the chicken. And we've already added the herbs and everything in there, so we're just gonna stir that up, and we'll add our rice. I usually rinse and drain my rice as well, just to make sure that there's nothing on there. So you just give it a stir, and we'll let that cook out and cook up, and I'll bring it back as soon as we're ready to add the egg. And as you can see, Harry can't wait to have his food. He loves it. And this is about halfway done. We can see it bubbling away there. At this point, I have shut my stove off. We don't need it to burn to the bottom of the pot. And I just let it cook its way out. It has enough heat in there to absorb the rest of the liquid that's in the pot. So we're just going to add our egg, and I just pour it over it. Don't have to be fancy. Just pour it over it like that. And I put the lid back on, and the egg will finish cooking on its own in the pot. And just so you know, if you're not comfortable with cooking the chicken parts like that, you can use ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, and you can use different vegetables as well in this recipe. You don't have to use carrots. Just make sure that you check and see if the vegetable that you pick is okay for your dog. There's a few out there that they shouldn't eat. Some of them can be actually toxic. So just be careful on what you're feeding them. But that's it for the recipe. I'll bring you back when it's all done and let you see what it looks like when we get it all stirred up and whatnot. The rice is all done, and the egg that was sitting on the top that we poured on, it's done. You can see little bits and pieces of it around there in the mixture. So what I do is get it all mixed up, and your dog needs to have about, depending on the size, my dog is 10 to 12 pounds, he needs a cup of this a day. I feed him twice a day, so you do a half a cup in the morning and at night, or however you feed your dog. What I do though is I don't give him quite a cup. I add some kibble on the side for him, so he's actually getting a hard dry dog food as well as this soft stuff. I just think it's a little bit better on his teeth. It has something hard to go with it. So what I do is, because this this pot is so big, there's not a chance he's going to eat it in the time before it goes bad. So I freeze it in portions for him. What I do is I have a little scoop here. It's a small ice cream scoop or melon baller, whatever you want to call it. And I do these, and I just make the balls up like this, and I put it on a tray, just like that. I'll do the whole tray up, and I just throw it in my freezer and let them freeze just like that. I take them out and I actually put them in a freezer bag, and that's how I store them. And he actually gets 2 of these little balls for a meal, along with the kibble that I give him. So once they're in the freezer, you can just pop them out and thaw them out. Take enough out for a couple of days and let them thaw, or microwave them if you'd like, and warm them up and give them to him that way. He seems to enjoy them. He's always done really well. I've checked with my vet to make sure that he's getting all the nutrients that he needs doing this food. I don't want to miss out on anything for him. So, and he seems to be doing fine with it. So that's the recipe. I'm going to post it again, like I said, down at the bottom there. You can have the full recipe. And if you have any friends that have dogs that like to cook, share this recipe with them. Share our video. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Thanks.